Wake up. What's the matter? You look confused. You must be wondering who's whispering to you in the middle of the night. Nope. I'm not outside your windows. I'm right here in your room with you. Look around. See if you can find me. What's this? The lights won't work. How strange. Perhaps it's the mysterious voice's fault. You'll have to search in the dark. I won't let you leave before this game is over. You have to find me. Come on. Haven't you ever played hide and seek? I'm making it so easy for you. Closer. Closer. No, I'm not hiding in the closet. Not tonight, at least. Oh, what's the matter? You look so frightened. Scared of what you might find? I can't blame you. I can be very, very scary. But you better keep looking. I'm having fun right now. But if you don't play along, I might get angry. And you wouldn't want that. Now would you? Good. You're getting warmer. Warmer. Oh, getting hot. Almost. Gotcha! Better fight back, or I'll pull you under the bed with me. Come on! Struggle! Scream! You have to make it fun. Nice job. Most nights I'd call it quits there, but it's been a while since I crawled out into the open world. That feels so good. I don't stretch these limbs too often. Oh. You look so frightened. Do I really look that scary? Why, I'm flattered. It makes me glad to know that even after all these centuries, I can still scare humans witless with my appearance alone. Still trying the door. But I'm not done with you yet. Let me get a nice, close look at that terrified face. Ah, that's nice. Those wide eyes, that quivering bottom lip. Humans look so perfect when they're afraid. I doubt I'll ever get tired of it. What am I? Funny you should ask. Honestly, I don't quite know. I know there are others like me, but we haven't bothered to give ourselves a name. Why should we? When you humans have given us so many bugbears, hobgoblins, boogeymen. But honestly, I think I just prefer to be called a monster. I think it fits quite well. Monsters are born from fear, sustained by fear. Our one and only purpose and joy is to terrify humans just like you. Honestly, I'm not sure why I decided to come out tonight. Usually I'm content with frightening children, but right now I just want more. Oh, how about this? I'll allow you to open the door and you start running. It's been so long since I've had a good chase. What will I do when I catch you? I suppose it depends on how much I enjoy myself. Better make it fun. Or I might have to resort to messier methods to draw more fear out of you. I'm getting excited. Ready? Go! That's it! Run! Run, little human, run! Can you hear me, human? Can you hear me right in your ear? No matter how far you get, you can't escape my voice. You can't escape me. You keep trying, though. Out into the streets, huh? Good. But just don't run in a straight line. You have to dodge and weave a bit. You won't lose me, but it's more fun when you try. Crying for help won't do you any good. I have so many tricks up my sleeve. See that? The few people out here avoid you. Thanks to me, there won't be any help. But you can keep screaming if you like. Oh, miss this. Leaping from rooftop to rooftop, tracking my prey. I may have gone a bit lazy over the centuries. I should definitely do this more often. You're slowing down. Getting tired. I could keep this up all night. Are you sure you can afford to let me catch up? I'm not ready to stop just yet. I'm getting closer. I can see each bead of sweat on your brow. I can hear your heart hammering in your chest. I can smell the panic on your breath. Oh my, that was close, wasn't it? You almost tripped. And if you do that, I'll catch you for sure. Just look at you. So much fear in that expression. I'm amazed that humans don't enjoy being afraid. You're never more alive than when you're at risk of death. I'm gaining even more. I can see how tired you are. Slowing down. I've got you! You certainly did put up quite the chase. Now what do I do with my little prize? Oh, so many choices. I just love your wide, terrified eyes. Maybe I should pluck them out and keep them. Or maybe I should take your feet instead. They must be so sore. I'd practically be doing you a favor. So tempting. But honestly, I just enjoyed myself so much. I couldn't possibly do anything to hamper your running. I'd just be so sad if I didn't get to chase you again. On the other hand, I can't let you get away thinking I'm all talk. If you don't believe I'm willing to hurt you, you might not run as hard next time. I think I'll settle for leaving you with a little mark, just to remind you that I wasn't a nightmare. Nowhere to put it. I couldn't possibly mar that lovely, terrified face. I'll put it right here, on the back of your hand. How will I mark you? Oh, it's very simple. Do you see these claws? They're so wonderfully sharp, aren't they? All I need do is run it along your skin and... I doubt I could ever get tired of your scream. You put such emotion into it. You're my marked prey now. I'll be back for you. Eventually. It could be months, weeks, or even days. but I will be back to chase you again. I certainly hope you're just as scared next time we meet. For your sake, as well as mine. Farewell, human. I'll be watching you.
Wake up.
Wake up, little human. I'm back. Just like I promised. Oh! A scream for me. How thoughtful. You really spoil me, you know. For now, I want you to stay right where you are. I'm sure you're just as eager for our chase as I am, but you should be more patient. Oh dear. Am I gonna have to hold you down? You're being quite a bother. But I'm not too upset. This is rather fun as well. Do you remember these claws? I'm sure you couldn't ever forget how they felt. I'm not digging them in hard enough to draw blood. Yet. But if you don't stop struggling, I'm gonna have to grip you harder. And then, well, I'm sure you can imagine. Oh, good. You're such an easy human to work with, you know. So prone to terror. So willing to do anything to avoid getting hurt. You're just perfect for my needs. So, are you ready for me to chase you again? Ready to feel your heart pounding, your muscles burning, your lungs straining? I know I am. To be honest, I was going to wait a lot longer before I came for you again. But I've been watching you nervously shiver underneath your covers, eyes wide as you wondered if tonight was the night I would return. But I just couldn't stop thinking about it. About the rush of adrenaline as I hunt you down. The smell of your sweat, tears, fear, heavy in the air. You really made quite the impression on me last time. But of course, I don't want to just repeat the last encounter. After all, we already know how that will end. The human world is just too boring. You humans have gone to such great lengths to make your world safe. But you took all the fun out of it. As wonderful as our last chase was, it would have been so much better without the smooth streets and orderly rows of houses. A real hunt should be chaotic and unpredictable. That's why I've decided to do something rarely ever done by my kind. I'm going to take you home with me. You look so frightened. What a perfect reaction. That's right. I'm bringing you to a whole other world. My homeland is so much more interesting. It doesn't follow rules like yours does. It's free and always changing. We'll be able to have ever so much fun there. Now! I told you not to struggle. You're only hurting yourself. We'll have plenty of time for all that fright and pain in a moment. So foolish, you can't fight me. You can't escape me. Struggle all you like, but you can't stop what's happening. Under the bed we go. Home sweet home. This world of monsters is quite different from yours, as you can no doubt tell. And yet, the two are very closely linked. If you know what you're doing, any sufficiently dark space can be a doorway to this land. That's why we went under the bed. Even in your dark room, the light coming in from the window makes the connection weaker. Just look at this twisted landscape. The very ground can twist and ripple. I'm sure you've noticed floating islands. Gravity's quite random here. You'll come across spots where it's weaker or stronger, or pulls you in a different direction. Really, there's too much that's different from your world to fully explain. You'll just have to learn to expect the unexpected. Now, doesn't that sound fun? Oh, one more thing I will warn you about. The topography is treacherous, but the living things are much more dangerous. There are all sorts of creatures that would love to eat you alive. Especially beware monsters like me. Don't trust anything here, not even the plant life. You must consider every inch of this world hostile to you. We wouldn't want you to get caught by something other than me, would we? Are you as excited as I am? Now, other than the change in location, everything else about this chase will be as before. You get a head start, and then I'll hunt you down. What I do after all depends on how much you entertain me. Ready? Go. I was so right! This is already much better than last time. No familiar streets to follow, not even the comfort of understanding what's around you. The confusion and panic on your face is marvelous! And already, the local flora are taking a swipe at you. Those aren't branches, they're tendrils! You're so small and frail. If one of them gets a good grip on you, you'll be good as gone. Do try to be careful. I want to be the one to catch you. Oh, it looks like you've picked a poor path. The terrain in this direction's like a maze. It's no problem for me, of course. I can just run along the top, but you, my poor little prey, I simply hope that you don't encounter a dead end. If that happens, you'll be ending too. Oh my, this really is much more exciting. I think something's caught your scent. Something aside from me, of course. So much is happening! Isn't it wonderful? It brings me back to the old days, when we would hunt groups of humans at a time. Oh, what a waste these past centuries have been. Choosing easy prey over thrilling ones. But perhaps I spoke too soon. I'm afraid you've taken a wrong turn. Such a shame. I wasn't finished with you yet. But it seems I'll have to find something else to do with you. Something messier. That's strange. You don't look as scared as I expected. What are you... Oh, hey! What do you think shoving me's gonna... I'm stuck. You pushed me into this plant. Hey! Get back here! Was that luck? Or did you plan this? No matter. You can't escape me. Just as you can't escape my voice. You might not be strong enough to fight off these tendrils, but... I most certainly am! Your little stunt bought you some time, human! But I'm back on the hunt. I can smell your breath. I can hear that little whimper of yours as you panic, trying to think of another plan. I'm almost close enough to see you again. Oh, there you are. Careful. You're slowing down. I'm glad you're scared, but don't let it keep you from trying your best. Here I come, human. I am so close. That was amazing! To think you are actually able to stall me, however briefly. I knew that bringing you to my world would make the chase more challenging, but I never thought that you might be able to use it to your advantage. That small act of bravado makes your failure in the end so much more sweet. Well, time to bring you home. Whatever else is out here is probably still stalking you. As much as I enjoy a fight, I'd rather bask in this victory a little longer. Come along. Oh. Are you all tuckered out? You must have pushed yourself so hard, you can barely stand. Don't worry. You can just lie there. I'll drag you back. Oh, but if I do that, I might damage you. I don't plan to keep you pristine and unspoiled forever, but I'd hate to harm you excessively this early on. Alright. Just this once. I'll carry you. But don't you think for a second that I'm being kind. I must preserve your fear towards me, whatever the cost. You're even lighter than I would have expected. It's so easy to leap from place to place, even with you in my arms. I wonder how far I could toss you. Well, question for another time. Do you see that structure over there? That's where I live. And now, it's where you live too. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to keep you here. If you had simply performed adequately, I would have put you back in the human world to retrieve another time. But managing to take an ancient being like me by surprise, that's proof of just how valuable you are. If I let you go, Another monster might see your potential and whisk you away. And I couldn't possibly risk losing a rare gem like you. Now, take a good look around. You will become well acquainted with these walls. Well, one set of walls in particular. Let me show you. A cage. Just for you. It's been unoccupied for a long, long time. I'm so happy to fill it again. This was made to hold several humans at a time, so it will be quite spacious for you. Aren't you lucky? Now, let's get you nice and chained up. I doubt you could do anything to these iron bars, but one can never be too careful. Perfect. From now on, we'll be doing all sorts of fun things together. But for now,
I'll let you get some rest. You'll need to be in tip-top shape for all our games.
good night. Good morning, my little prey. I'm not nearby right now, but I thought I'd greet you when you woke up. I heard you stirring, even when I was so far away. But by now, I'm sure you know how good my hearing is. Oh, but what's this? The door to your cage is open. Oh dear, what a blunder. Well, I'm too far away to close it in time. You could just walk out, and I couldn't stop you. Not moving? Seems like you're suspecting a trap. Well, I suppose you couldn't have lasted this long as my plaything if you weren't cautious. You're right, of course. I never leave the door open inadvertently. But no need to worry. You won't be punished for leaving your cage. In fact, I wouldn't punish you even if you got out all on your own. I'd never be upset at a surprise chase. Regardless, please, do leave the cage. I've put together a brand new game for us to play. The rules are quite simple, like all the best games. Just find the exit. If you do, you'll get a rare chance. The opportunity to go home. Yes, you heard right. If you simply exit my home, I'll give you a 3-day head start to run. After that, if I can't find you in one single day, you just come back to me, and I'll drop you right back where I found you. Pretty tempting, isn't it? Keep in mind, I wouldn't make this offer if I thought it was likely to happen. Mostly, I want to give you a glimmer of hope so that I can crush it. But it doesn't matter if I say that out loud, does it? You'll do anything, anything, to escape. You'll take that chance, won't you? I thought so. In that case, let the game begin. Now don't go thinking that you can just retrace your steps. You're in my world. My home is just as volatile and ever-shifting as the rest of this place. It will be quite a feat if you manage to get out. So many twists and turns, aren't there? How long do you suppose you could end up wandering? Why, it could be days. Or even months. Just think about it. Months of hopeless searching, grasping for a goal that's always just past the tips of your fingers. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? A shame you can't appreciate it the way that I do, but then I suppose that if you did, you wouldn't really be suffering anymore. Just the way of things, I suppose. Come to think of it, I haven't come up with a punishment for when, I mean if you lose. But what more can I really do? I'm reaching the limit of how much I can torture you physically without impeding your ability to escape. And you're starting to show weaker reactions to psychological torment as well. Here's an idea. Perhaps I should pick a new, fresh prey. One who's still whole and undamaged. Perhaps a friend. Or a family member. Then I wouldn't have to come up with new forms of punishment. Just recycle the ones I've used. Well, all you have to do is leave the house. And you won't even have to worry about who I pick. I must confess, you have an impressive win record. Although the term win might have to be used loosely there. But you certainly continue to entertain me day after day. It's as much of a victory as you can hope to achieve against me. Oh. And what do we have here? So many choices. Which way will you go? You might not be able to find your way back here if you pick the wrong corridor. Was that the right one? You'll just have to find out. Oh, I can see you starting to lose hope already. Good. But not too quickly now. It should be a nice, long, slow process. I want to be able to savor every moment. Now will you... Don't worry about the footsteps. Actually, no. Those are my footsteps. I'm in here with you. Careful. If I catch you, you'll lose. You should do everything you can to avoid... I said those are my footsteps. Stay away. Are you trying to lose? They don't sound like mine. Well, when did you become such an expert on what I sound like when I'm running? Aside from all the times I chased you. You're really starting to frustrate me. Is that what you want? Fine. Keep going. See if I care. But I'm warning you. You won't like what happens after this is over. It's most unwise to cross me. Mark my words.
Behind you.
My oh my. Not what you expected, was it? What's going on? Well, it seems quite simple, doesn't it? The footsteps you were chasing belong to this young lady here. You managed to corner her at this dead end. Well done. Well, that's a much better question. Do you remember earlier? I mentioned getting a second prisoner to chase. Well, to tell you the truth, I actually already found one. Poor thing. When I pulled her in, she was so frightened. She ended up shocked speechless. I haven't heard so much as a peep out of her since, even when she's running. Still, she's nearly as fun to chase as you are. So today I decided to pit you against each other. Oh no, I wasn't lying. Not exactly. You really did have a choice to keep searching for the exit. Oh, such confusion. Let me explain. Like I told you, I wanted to give you a bit of hope. Just to see the look on your face when I crushed it. But the real glimmer of hope wasn't the possibility of an exit. No, you're too cautious to believe for a moment that you had much of a chance of that. But in that moment, while you were chasing her, you felt it, didn't you? You hoped. You didn't know quite what or who you were chasing, but you knew. Well, you thought that I didn't want you to catch them. For that short moment, you believed that you were fighting back against me, rebelling. You thought that you had the power to decide your fate for once. But now, what do you discover? That there was no chance. No way to rebel against me. You were doing exactly what I expected you to, and the best part, I exaggerated on the difficulty of finding the exit. If you had ignored her and kept searching, you had a real shot at getting away. Oh, there it is. That despair. That perfect moment when you regret everything. I'm going to remember that face fondly for the rest of my existence. Oh, no need to worry about that. I've wrung plenty of horror and despair out of you tonight. No punishment for you. Although, you won't be getting your reward either. All happened to her. So noble of you to think of her well-being. Well, her task was to evade you for an hour, which she failed to do. So, she will be punished. But I'll get to that later. For now, I'll take you back to your cell. Oh, I'm sure you can walk. It's just more fun to drag you. You know, I was afraid that I'd get bored of you quickly. I imagined that I could only chase you so many times before you couldn't show me anything new. But something about you has really boosted my creativity. I think I could keep coming up with new ways to torment you for years to come. Oh. What's this? Tears. I'm surprised you still get upset so easily. I would have thought you would understand by now that you're stuck here forever. Chin up, my little prey. Your life will be horrible and frightening until the bitter end. But at least you'll know why. You can blame me for all your problems. The rest of you spend their days being frustrated or fearful about seemingly nothing at all. But you'll have plenty to be afraid of. But you'll never have to fear the unknown ever again. Because you know exactly what goes bump in the night. Don't you?